Couple more matches now on the WrestleMania card, and Asuka has got a challenger for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. We're going to talk about it in just a second, so stay tuned. This is your Raw review. What's up, Maniacs? My name is Mex. I'm a wrestling fan, a wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac, if you will. And today we are talking about Monday Night Raw. Nice to be back. Nice to see you guys. I needed a little 1 week break just to catch up with life after, spitting out so many videos for you guys. But I'm back. And to be honest, I watched Fastlane. Wasn't that impressed. Watched Raw. I was a bit more impressed. I got to be honest. I thought Raw was an okay show. It was better than it usually is. Couple duds on the card, but there always is. But yeah, we're gonna get into it in just a second, so stay tuned. Right here at WrestleManiac UK, I discuss everything that is WWE and AEW. So if this sounds like the place for you, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And please make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into the Raw review. The show opened up with Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus. Just two beefcakes again. Like, Raw is just doing this thing recently where they're just putting out beefy guys after beefy guys, like fighting each other, and what looks like real fights, real wrestling matches. Sheamus, I've been giving him a lot of accolades on other podcasts and other shows recently, and it will continue today right here at this show. Sheamus needs his flowers because he has been putting on tremendous matches for at least a year now. Like, honestly, like, he is completely turned. I didn't like Sheamus before the bar. I had no interest in Sheamus, and since the bar with Cesaro and up till present day, I've got a lot of time for Sheamus. He's just been putting on brilliant performances. Another one here with Bobby Lashley. Halfway through this match, we see that the Hurt Business guys get involved. Cedric Alexander, Shelton Benjamin are down at ringside, and they're causing a distraction. And Bobby Lashley and MVP weren't too happy about their involvement here. I guess later on in the night, we went on to find out that, MVP said, you're making the champion look like he needs the help to put away Sheamus, which he doesn't. So despite their best, they're thinking best of it, like, oh, let's help our champion, at the same time, it doesn't look great. So Sheamus was effectively fighting the entire Hurt Business here. And it looks like just when he was about to put away, or try to put away Bobby Lashley with the bro kick, there was an interruption by Cedric Alexander, which distracted him. We saw a spine buster to Sheamus, and then Bobby Lashley locked in the Hurt Lock. Sheamus tapped out. Sheamus's arms are so big, it didn't even look like Bobby Lashley had the Hurt Lock in fully, but I guess he did. Sheamus tapped out. So yeah, Bobby Lashley wins the match. And after the match, Sheamus rolled out to the outside, and beating was put upon him by the Hurt Business guys. MVP, Bobby Lashley are still looking like, why are they doing this sort of thing? I guess they're trying to, get in his good books. We saw Drew McIntyre come down ringside, and Drew McIntyre beat up Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, chased them off. Got in the ring, and he had a stare down with Bobby Lashley. Obviously, this is going to be the WrestleMania match, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. It's looking to me that Drew McIntyre is going to regain the championship. Bobby Lashley looked good for like 2 weeks or so after winning the championship, and 2 weeks before winning the championship. Right now, it looks like everything with Hurt Business is beginning to implode, and Drew McIntyre is looking good going into this so far. So yeah, maybe Bobby Lashley, it is going to be cut short. We will see. Next up on the show, we had Bobby Lashley backstage telling Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin to make things right, and then later on in the show, we saw that Drew McIntyre was going to have a handicap match with those two with some special implications, which we'll talk about in a sec. Next wrestling match we had on the show was Asuka versus Peyton Royce. Obviously, we all saw Peyton Royce calling out Asuka on Raw Talk, basically saying she hasn't got a chance. She wants a chance. She wants to be given an opportunity to show her talents. And she called out Asuka on Raw Talk. This was maybe about 2-3 weeks ago. Very good match. Very good match. We've known for quite a while now that Peyton Royce is a very good wrestler, and she hasn't really got an opportunity to show it. She's obviously been in a lot of tag matches with Billie Kay and then with Lacey Evans for whatever reason. This is probably one of her only, well, one of few main roster singles matches, and it was against the champion, and she put on a really good showing. She was very, very impressive. Um, I think we probably knew it was just gonna be that, a really good showing against Asuka. She was very, very vicious at times, Asuka, as well as Peyton Royce, to be honest. One thing I've got to say about Peyton Royce, her her character right now is obviously maybe just like pissed off girl sort of thing. No real defined character, if you ask me. And her ring gear, and I felt like this with her ring gear for quite a while. I didn't mind it when she was with Billie Kay, because ring gear has to match and everything. They're a tag team, but since then, her ring gear doesn't say anything to me. There's nothing about her character that comes through in her ring gear, and for me, if I'm being brutally honest, it just reeks of jobber to me. Like, it's just a small thing. That's just how I feel. Let me know how you feel down below in the comments. But I'm not sold on her packaging yet. Although she can clearly go in the ring and be a player in this women's division. But Asuka put her away. Asuka put her away with the Asuka lock. She tapped out as Asuka got her belt and was in the middle of the ring, kind of celebrating her victory. This is my brutality. Rhea Ripley arrived. God, it's been so long since we've expected this, man. We've probably been expecting this since last year, if we're completely honest. We all know she has. She went on to the Lillian Garcia podcast and said how she kind of went into a depression. Her mental state wasn't well because she thought that she was gonna get this promotion and other things were going on as well. She wasn't really being used in NXT. Had a brilliant showing at the Royal Rumble, sat down for 2 months afterwards, and now she has finally made it. Honestly, I feel like, again, these like proud dad moments. Like, I've seen Rhea Ripley. I was introduced to her in the Mae Young Classic, the very first one. She came back the second year, cut hair with this new, or her current kind of gimmick, and she's rolled through NXT UK, NXT, and finally here on the main roster. So really, really proud and very happy to see Rhea Ripley. She came out. She was very confident. She confirmed that Charlotte had COVID, hence why Charlotte hasn't been around, which I thought was a bit weird for her to do, because WWE haven't really acknowledged that anyone else has had COVID or been off with it or quarantined and all that stuff. So I thought it was just really weird that they made her clearly slip that into her dialogue. But she said, Charlotte was the last person to challenge you. Charlotte's not here. You haven't got a WrestleMania match. I'm challenging you to a match at WrestleMania. Asuka got on the mic, obviously with the Japanese. I don't even want to mimic it, but it was just funny. And she accepted Rhea Ripley's challenge. So we are gonna get Rhea Ripley versus Asuka at WrestleMania for the Raw Women's Championship. Just massive for Rhea Ripley. She had her first WrestleMania match last year against Charlotte for the NXT Women's Championship. This year against Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. This is clear. They clearly have big hopes for this girl. And just hopefully they can just deliver on the booking side of things, because she's had two years, two back-to-back WrestleMania title matches. It's just not easy. It's not easy. Like, she's clearly good. They clearly rate her. Just please don't involve her in any nonsense. Book the whole division well. I expect her to win that WrestleMania match as well, if I'm being completely honest. Now, I can't help, me, things have got to make sense. She didn't win the Royal Rumble, yet she's getting a title match. She's kind of just went past every other woman on the Raw women's division list to get this title match. Yes, she was the runner-up in the Royal Rumble, but not exactly fair, is it? Not exactly fair. Now, despite me loving Rhea Ripley, I can't deny that it's not on. It's not on. It's not right. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. But yeah, Rhea Ripley versus Asuka. Whew. I can honestly say I didn't want that match because I didn't want her to be thrusted straight into the picture. But now I've kind of seen it unravel in front of my eyes. I'm here for it, man. Like, let's go. All right, next up on the show, we have The Miz versus Jeff Hardy. The Miz had a little segment of Miz TV before this, where he challenged Bad Bunny essentially um, to a WrestleMania match. Him and John Morrison had like a little reggaeton kind of song taking a mick out of Bad Bunny. I wasn't here for all of this nonsense. And Miz went straight into a match afterwards with Jeff Hardy, where Jeff Hardy said that, you know, if you want to prove that you can beat me and all of this kind of stuff, send Morrison to the back right now. Morrison shouldn't get involved in our match, which The Miz done. The Miz and Jeff Hardy went on to have a decent match. There was nothing special about this match. It wasn't even like a long match at all. Eventually, Miz threw Jeff Hardy into the corner post, so he hurt his shoulder when Jeff Hardy was about to give him a twist of fate. He came out of the corner, gave him the skull crushing finale, and that was it. Match done. Miz gets the win, and as Miz is celebrating, hands aloft at the camera, Bad Bunny sneaks into the ring behind him, hits him over the back with a guitar, getting revenge on obviously what happened to him at the hands of Miz last week. Bad Bunny goes up the ramp, takes to the mic, and says that he accepts the challenge for the WrestleMania match. So Miz versus Bad Bunny. We all thought this was going to be a tag match, you know, Damian Priest and Bad Bunny versus Miz and Morrison. Doesn't look like they're going that way. Looks like it's going to be a singles match, Miz versus Bad Bunny. All booked, all done. I think they said it's going to be night one of WrestleMania because they started announcing what night some of these matches are going to be on. So yeah, Bad Bunny versus Miz at Mania. I think we saw that coming in some way, shape, or form anyway. So yeah, pretty decent match. Um Later on in the night, I can't remember quite where this was slotted in, but I'll just say it here. We saw Sheamus walking through the back, and he was stopped by that male interviewer that they recently employed, and he was like, you know, that yeah, Drew came out to help me. It's respect, but you know, I didn't ask him for help. This, that, and the other. Matt Riddle comes zooming past on his scooter, and Matt Riddle, like I know everyone's been saying, even including myself, that these segments of him backstage and stuff is just stupid. It's annoying. But right now, especially with the scooter, I can't help but just see a child. I can't help but just see an annoying child that just won't shut up, and that's what Matt Riddle is. Obviously, in the ring, he is doing the business. No lies told there. But when it comes to these backstage segments, it's literally just an annoying child that won't shut up. And the way he was ringing around Sheamus on that scooter, I couldn't help but laugh. I just found it hilarious. Him and Sheamus had a bit of dialogue where Sheamus pretended to care about the scooter he was telling him about. He took the scooter and thrusted it into Matt Riddle's stomach. Hopefully, this is Sheamus kind of getting involved in the United States title picture ahead of Mania. We'll see. I think he deserves that at the very minimum. So interesting to see that. Another point I just raised now, obviously, for those that watch Fastlane, we saw the kind of disintegration of Retribution. Retribution weren't even on the show tonight in any way, shape, or form, not even Ali to kind of explain what had happened there. So is this just a hard, we're taking them off TV, they're done? I guess we will see. But yeah, I expected to see some type of explanation as to what happened with Retribution from someone on the night, but we didn't get it. Guys, before we get on to the next match, please, if you're enjoying today's stream, today's review, please click the like button, hit the thumbs up button, give us a thumbs up. Thoroughly appreciate it every time you guys do, and it does loads for the channel, puts this video in front of other people. So please smash the like button. Thank you very much. We had a segment between AJ Styles and Omos coming out to the ring saying that there's no chance that New Day is going to beat them at WrestleMania. New Day came out and was mocking them. Pretty funny segment. I won't go beat for what was said, but yeah, do catch that on the highlights or YouTube or something if you haven't seen it. It was pretty good. Really good chemistry between New Day and AJ and all of these guys. We saw the fact that they were being quizzed. They were quizzing AJ how much of a good friend he is to Omos, asking him, what's your favorite ice cream and what's your favorite WWE superstar? And everything AJ answered was not what Omos would have said is his favorite. So that was funny. In the end, we got a match between Kofi Kingston and AJ Styles, which for long parts, Kofi Kingston actually dominated, which I guess is not surprising. Well, it may have been a bit surprising to be fair, but yeah, these guys put on a really fun match, which is obvious given the talents involved. What I found absolutely hilarious was when AJ Styles was gonna go for a phenomenal forearm, Xavier Woods took the trombone, Francesca, and just blew it straight at AJ Styles. And that obviously kind of frightened AJ Styles. He didn't fall, but he just came off the rope when he went for the phenomenal forearm. Almost went over to Xavier Woods, which caused a bit of a distraction for AJ Styles. I think AJ Styles then got hit with the SOS, and Kofi Kingston pinned him, put him away. So Kofi gets the win over AJ Styles here. Obviously, these guys are all going to tussle at WrestleMania for the Raw Tag Team Championships. So yeah, pretty good, entertaining segment. Next up, we had Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Like I mentioned before, this was set up earlier in the night. The stipulation being here that Drew had organized was that if he beats Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, then they will be banned from ringside at the WrestleMania match, the WWE Championship match between McIntyre and Lashley. Pretty obvious what the outcome was going to be here. Despite Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander having some good parts, kind of dominating Drew McIntyre, Drew McIntyre really didn't look in any mass trouble throughout this match. There were two brilliant Claymore kicks. The second one better than the first. He obviously Claymore kicked Shelton Benjamin, and then the Claymore kick to Cedric Alexander, and the way he sold it, basically done a backflip from being Claymore kicked, pinned, and that was it. Drew McIntyre has eliminated these two as a factor from the WrestleMania match. Saw a little bit of leg slapping action from Drew McIntyre. I thought they banned that with the Claymore kicks, but who's telling? And then backstage, we saw Bobby Lashley completely tear into Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander said, you know, you were supposed to get the job done, didn't get the job done. He walked into the jobbers changing room, if you like, the likes of Drew Gulak, Ricochet, Lucha House Party, Tozawa, all these guys in there, and said he basically put a bounty on Drew McIntyre's head. One of you guys needs to take him out. I'll give you a WWE Championship opportunity. So now this is, you know what I mean? Is he still the almighty? Because now he's kind of enlisting the help of others, even asking the Hurt Business guys to take him out after earlier on in the night saying that I didn't need your help. Drew McIntyre is probably winning at WWE at WrestleMania, man. Drew McIntyre is definitely winning at WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley, they've changed him in a night. Like, it's disappointing, but what can we do? What can we do? Yeah. He went from the almighty to now asking the wrong what do you call it, dressing room, if you ask me, for help. But we'll see. Next up, we had Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke taking on Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. The women's tag team championships were not on the line here, and we had Naomi and Lana on commentary. A bit of a pointless match. I don't really know what this was for, to be honest. Just maybe to just give the women an outing. I think Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax have had a lot of TV time recently. I think this could have been maybe at least a number one contenders match between Naomi and Lana and Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose, but it wasn't even that. I really don't know what the point of this match was. It didn't last long. Maybe, if anything, this was just a Reginald showcase. Reginald very much involved in the match, causing distractions and stuff, and this love angle or not love angle between him and Nia Jax was going on. Even Naomi mentioned it, and you could kind of hear the frustration in her voice that, you know, why is he so involved in all the women's action? Wasn't the best. In the end, Nia Jax got the win, giving Dana Brooke a Samoan drop. Pinned her. That was it. There was nothing else to come out of this particular match or segment at all. We had Elias versus Braun Strowman, a Fastlane rematch. Again, there was no real anything here. Like, you know, Shane and Elias sang a song about Braun Strowman before the match. Braun Strowman came out, more or less put away Elias fairly easily. Did anyone else hear these train noises when, you know, Braun's running around the ring and taking guys out? They've now inserted train sound effects into the arena, which whatever. We saw a running power slam on Elias, and that was it. Pinned, that was it. Shane McMahon got into the ring and he hit Braun Strowman over the back with the crutch he's walking around with. The crutch just bent. Braun did not move at all. Shane McMahon then fled from the ring. Braun took to the mic and said, "Looks like you're running. Looks like your knee injury is fake," and all of that kind of stuff, which we all assumed that it was. Braun challenged Shane McMahon to a match at WrestleMania. Shane McMahon accepted, saying that I will accept any kind of match you want at WrestleMania, which sounds like Shane has just buried himself ultimately. So I guess we're going to get some type of stipulation match between these two. Shane has already accepted the WrestleMania match. I guess we're yet to find out what the stipulation is going to be. But yeah, like I don't mind the Shane match. I don't mind seeing him get thrown off something or falling from something. But yeah, this story leading up to it has just not been anything to talk about. And last but not least, we had Randy Orton coming out to the ring. He said he was going to summon Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, to the ring. He came out, he was cutting a promo, and as he was cutting his promo, Alexa Bliss then came out to the ring, and Alexa Bliss was very much a cause of distraction. She said, "Be careful what you wish for." All the lights started going down, lights come back up. This new burnt fiend or barbecue fiend, as he's being called online, was standing behind Randy Orton. Didn't move, didn't do anything. Randy Orton unveiled this bag that he came to the ring with as a jerry can, a gasoline can. He poured all the petrol, the gas all over the Fiend, was flicking it at him and everything. The Fiend wasn't moving. He went to pull out matches. He went to strike the match. And the Fiend kind of stepped forward to attack. Randy Orton was very quick, hit the Fiend with the RKO. As he hit him with the RKO, Alexa Bliss got onto the apron, and she now caused another distraction. Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss was just kind of staring at each other. By this time, the Fiend had stood back up. Randy Orton turned around and was hit with the mandible claw as he was kind of being, do you say choked out by the mandible claw? I don't know. But yeah, as he was in the mandible claw, the Fiend then transitioned to a Sister Abigail. Sister Abigail, Randy Orton. Randy Orton was left laying. We saw Alexa Bliss kind of hopscotch into the ring and stand next to the Fiend, where she pointed at the WrestleMania sign, kind of confirming what we all knew was probably going to happen anyway. The Fiend versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I still want a stipulation added to this match. I don't want just a regular match. This has to be like some type of ungodly inferno match of some sort, since fire is really at the center of everything they're doing here. Maybe some type of exploding death match of some sort. I keep saying it, but maybe that's what we're gonna get. But yeah, Alexa Bliss lays down the gauntlet, and we are getting this match at WrestleMania. Guys, that was the Raw show. That was the Raw review. I hope you enjoyed it. Feels good to be back on here with you guys. Let me know what your favorite parts of Raw was for those of you that are watching. Rhea Ripley here to stay. I'm very happy to see Rhea Ripley. Like I said, she's kind of hopscotched over an entire queue of women that could have had a claim for the women's championship match against Asuka, following what looks like Charlotte Flair may not be around. Hope Charlotte gets better. At the same time, Rhea Ripley, kind of a deserving candidate. They're treating her like a big deal. Had a great showing at the Royal Rumble. But yeah, again, some may say there's plot holes here. How has she not won the Royal Rumble yet? She's going to WrestleMania and didn't even have like a number one contenders match. If they brought her in after Royal Rumble and she had been winning matches all the way till now, Charlotte Flair can't compete, and then she steps into the limelight and says, Asuka, look, I've been winning matches ever since I've been on Raw after the Royal Rumble. I want to challenge you. Fair enough, fair enough. But 3 weeks out, she comes up from NXT and she stepped right into the limelight. I mean, I'm a Rhea Ripley fan. I love it, but plot holes, you could have done this better. But hey, we'll see how it all kind of comes together. But yeah, Rhea Ripley versus Asuka at WrestleMania. Massive match. And like I said, I expect Rhea Ripley to walk out as the Raw Women's Champion. Also have the Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton confirmed. Bad Bunny versus Miz confirmed. Let me know of all these matches and what you're looking forward to at WrestleMania. Remember to drop a like on the video if you haven't already. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you